Hi, I'm Jennifer from Shabby Fabrics. Today I'm going to show you how to make these no-sew origami boxes using fat quarters. Isn't this a great presentation? Look inside here, it's lined, so these are really reversible. It's made out of 2 fat quarters, and what the collection we use today is Hello Darling from Moda Fabrics. Now we've got 2 different styles. We've got the triangle and we also have the hexagon. Same procedure. Now go to the Shabby Fabrics website and go to the free pattern download. It's the very bottom of the home page. Click there and you're looking for the origami boxes patterns. You'll be able to download the one for the triangle box or for the hexagon box, and you'll just need to pick up a couple fat quarters. So once you print out the patterns, you'll need, of course, it's multiple pages. You'll need to go ahead and tape them together. So for example, today we'll be doing the triangle one. I want to just show you, it's not obvious how to put this together. The double arrows will come together. We'll just line those up. I can see the double arrows coming through there. You'll just tape that piece together. And then this one, again, you'll line up the double arrows over here, line up the arrows there, tape it together, cut it out, and you're ready to go. You'll follow the same exact procedure for the hexagon one. So this is what the triangle looks like, and this is what the hexagon will look like. I wanted to show that to you in case that's the one that you download, so you know what you're going for. Notice all the hooks are kind of going to the left on this. So much fun. Isn't it great to be able to, I love giving gifts, but I love giving gifts even more when they're in beautiful packaging. So what a neat thing to do. And it takes minimal time, effort, and expense, so it's great. Now what we did with the fabric is, in order to get it stiff, notice how stiff this is. It's almost like paper. We use the Heat and Bond Ultra Hold that's available on the website. If you've never used it before, it's a no-sew product. It's the heaviest bond of all of the Heat and Bond products. There's Feather Light, there's the Light, and then the Ultra Hold. So that's what we'll be using today. We started out with 14 by 14 inch pieces of fabric. So you'll get your fat quarter and go ahead and cut that down to 14 by 14. I just want to check my measurements. Actually 13 by 13. Let me correct myself on that. And you'll do the same thing with your Heat and Bond. 2 pieces cut to 13 by 13. So you'll get your fabric. Of course, you'll press that out so it's nice and smooth. You don't want to do that later. Do that up front. And then you'll just get your, cut that down to the 13 by 13. This is cut to the 13 by 13. Of course, the bumpy side with the glue will be ironed to the back side of the fabric on a medium setting. You're going to repeat that for your other piece of fabric and simply peel the paper away. Then you will place the 2 fabrics right side together. Now, caution, that's a lot of glue and the Heat and Bond Ultra Hold, so I recommend covering your ironing board, maybe a piece of muslin, and something that you don't care is going to maybe potentially get some glue on it. Because as you begin to glue these 2 layers together, remember, they each have a Heat and Bond Ultra Hold on them. There's a lot of glue, and I began gluing at the middle, kind of working my way out, and sometimes a little bit of that glue does ooze out. So for that reason as well, I also like to put something on a top of this so I'm not getting that glue on my iron. So just something I've learned along the way. Once that's all glued together, you'll simply place your pattern on there and trace out. Now it doesn't matter what side you trace it on. This is a very busy side of the fabric. It's harder to look at than it is here, especially if you're just trying to focus on a line with which to cut. So it doesn't matter how you angle this on there. Just go ahead and put that down. You'll go ahead, you're going to just trace this around as you normally would and cut out with a nice sharp pair of scissors. Now if those drawn lines show, my favorite disappearing act, you know what's coming probably. If you watched my videos before, is just iron those lines away. They are not permanent as long as you're using the friction pen. Once that is done, I'm going to use this as a point of reference, because this is very easy to understand, right? The dashed lines are obviously where you're going to fold. That's very simple to understand because you have a pictorial display of what to do. But when you have the fabric, it's not so easy to see that. Couple options here. Okay, I'm going to make this mimic what I'm looking at here. So I can now go, oh, okay, this is a flap that I fold. And you can just visually chew it and guesstimate those positions, or you can, using your friction pen, and this is a guide, draw the lines on here too. So let me show you what I mean. Pretty straightforward. You can see this dash line is coming into that corner and this corner, which is going to be this corner and this corner. You can just draw this line. Remember, the friction pen in the end will just fade away when you iron it. Now, if you're using a darker fabric, do know that the friction pen, when it's ironed, can leave a little bit of almost a gray line where it was. So just be aware of that. It performs best, in my opinion, on lighter color fabrics. It probably still leaves a line, but I can't see it because I'm using lighter color fabrics. So you get the gist of it. I can either just visually go for it, or I can see, hey, that's that corner and that's that corner. Let me draw that line. Okay, so at this point, okay, there's another one right here. We'll draw that line. You would just go ahead and go around and mark your shape that way if you prefer. Now, one thing that we did notice is helpful is rather than just folding and expecting it to stay, we did use a hot iron, and we went ahead, when we folded this up, we're going to take this to a hot iron. And I don't actually have one with me right now, but if I had a hot iron with me, I would go ahead, put that down and iron that. And it just seems like it makes that heat and bond reform itself now to hold that position. So that is definitely something that we recommend. You're just going to go around, fold your flaps in first, just like it's shown here. All those three flaps. Okay, and then start in this part. Start in the interior, and you're just going to repeat that. Fold, okay, and then here I'm looking at this again. I'm going to fold it again from corner to corner. Fold, press, again fold and press, and repeat out here until ultimately, in fact, I'll show you on this one. I'll show you what this whole thing looks like here. Until, now, this is glued together on the sides. So let me get the box to that point, and then I'm going to show you how the assembly goes. I'm going to go ahead and off camera do the folding, do the pressing, and when I come back, I'm going to show you how the sides come together to hold its shape in that position forever. Well, I found a hot iron and got everything pressed. You can see that all of these have their creases now, which makes it much clearer on what to do. I've got a hot glue gun. So we have our little flaps, and that creates kind of a triangle. Let's put some glue on that triangle. And this is what's going to begin to form the sides. Let's hold that good and secure. Great. Don't want to go shy on the glue there. And then we'll repeat that on the three sides. Again, bringing this up like so, holding that position. Don't you love hot glue? It's like right now. I don't have to wait. I know when I was a kid, all we really had was the Elmer's glue, and I mean, you had to wait. So this is wonderful to be able to move so quickly with a project. Let's put some more hot glue on that last one. This one reminds me of a slice of pie. I mean, you could, if you line this maybe with wax paper, or maybe put the piece of pie and some wrap, you could think of it. You could put a piece of pie in here. So now that you've got the top, now the top just crisscrosses into itself. It just closes up like that, and it's ready for gift giving. So that's all there is to making origami boxes from Shabby Fabrics.